Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's varsity baseball matchup between Walsingham Academy and your St. Christopher Saints. Saints coming in today. They are 7-2. Came off a nice home victory over the weekend. They took down their opponent 10-1, so they're looking to keep this win streak going against the Trojans.
Meanwhile, Walsingham is fresh off a loss to Nansman Suffolk, in which they gave up 3 runs in the 6th inning that ended up costing them big.
So on the mound today for the Saints will be number 30, Henry Knighton, just a freshman, looking to take down this lineup. And yeah, so we'll see how he does.
Yeah, his brother is in left today, Charlie Knighton, and his younger brother looks to follow in sort of that high standing that his brother has set for him.
Absolutely, as we sort of adjust the audio here so we can make sure everything's settled. We'd like to welcome all 12 viewers. Hopefully that number grows. Make sure you're a subscriber. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel as we wait for this game to get started. So leading off today for the Trojans is number 1, Ryan Terrell, a junior. And he'll get the first cut of this game as he awaits the pitch from the freshman, Henry Knighton. First pitch, high and outside.
Hit him with the fastball there.
And there's a line drive to left field. Crashing in on the ball is Luke Gathard. He tries to slide for it, can't make the play, and fires it into Jacob Carnley. So a leadoff single.
Certainly not the start Knighton was looking to have. See if he can bounce back here up against Trey Chrisman.
So I'm not sure. I'd like to make a correction. I'm not sure if that is Luke Gathard. I kind of just made that assumption because he has been playing in the past.
I believe that should have been his older brother, Charlie Knighton.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So on the field today for the Saints, third and short, we have Bradley Garner and Jacob Carnley. On the other side of the infield, we have David Johnson at second, Sterling Olsen at first, and then in the outfield from left to right, it is Charlie Knighton, Chase Baylor, and Bryce Neely in right field. And then Carter Schmidt behind the plate putting down the signs for the Saints.
That's back-to-back balls from Knighton. Seems to have not like those high pitches and presumably has a little bit lower strike zone.
So there's a high foul ball. Bradley Garner working his way to the dugout. It'll be out of play, though. And as Knighton tries to work back into this count, it is now 2-1.
Honestly, that pitch might have been a little inside. Crispin may have bailed him out there.
Yeah, Trey Crispin, another junior for the Trojans. No freshmen on this roster compared to the Saints. I believe have 4 or 5 as Knighton checks on the runner at first. Safe easily.
See if Knighton can bounce back with Crispin here.
Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Schmidt fires for second base, and he is in safely. Throw just a little bit wide to the left. David Johnson couldn't make the tag, and it is now 3-1 for Crispin.
I feel like if that throw would have been there, he might have had him.
So Carter Schmidt has a brief word with this young pitcher. Carter Schmidt, a reclass senior, committed to Randolph-Macon for baseball, so he'll continue his athletic career there.
Got to be consoling that young pitcher on the mound. He clearly looks a little nervous today. Already got a runner in scoring position.
So here's a 3-1 to Crispin, and right down the middle, called strike. Now full count.
There we go. That's what Knighton wants to see. Needed one of those badly.
He's going to step off and look to David Johnson, runner in safely again.
Terrell definitely a threat to steal. Already stole one, and clearly Knighton fears he might steal another one.
So here's the payoff pitch to Chrisman, and he fires a line drive right to Bradley Gardner, who makes the catch, checks on the runner at second, and that is the first out of the inning for the Saints. So now hitting for the Walsingham Academy Trojans is number 4, Jacob Miller Bopp, a senior. It's pretty, I like that name, Miller Bopp.
Yeah, as the 3 in the lineup, you expect some skill from him. He's facing the top of the order here.
There's a called strike right on the outside corner.
See if Knighton can just hold to a runner on second. Get out of first inning relatively early.
Ball looked high, looked outside. I think a good call.
Yeah.
There's now a 1-1 count.
Clearly likes a little lower in the strike zone. A lot of the ones called balls so far have been a little high.
That one's certainly a strike right down the middle.
That was an absolute beauty. It was a missile. Haven't seen much of the off-speed from Knighton so far. A lot of fastballs.
So Knighton works ahead in this count. Now 1-2 for Miller Bopp.
That is a beauty.
Called strike.
Very.
He goes down looking, second out of the inning.
Cleanup hitter up for them now. He is a senior.
Yeah, number 13, Cody Chrisman. Trying to get this runner in from second base.
Well, Knighton trying to get out of this inning.
And there's a high fly ball to center field. Chase Baylor crashing on it, and that's an easy play for the center fielder as Saints give up nothing after giving up a leadoff single. Henry Knighton feeling good as he's going to look to his offense to put his team on top.
Getting out of the first inning with a runner in scoring position is always nice. And a pretty good start for the Saints as well as the young pitcher.
So we'll be back for the bottom of the first. Welcome back for the bottom of the first inning. Leading off today for the Saints will be the senior captain, Jacob Carnley.
Joey Maziak on the mound, a right-hander. Seemed to have a pretty solid curveball, nothing too overpowering, especially considering the Saints had to face a MLB second-round projected prospect the other week, a few weeks ago.
So first pitch low and outside, a ball. As currently the only guy on the team who's been on the team since freshman year. As that one looked off the plate but called strike as the pitcher works it to a 1-1 count.
Carnley's still comfortable here, only got one strike on him.
Oh, nice little slider there for
Yeah.
Mr. Carnley. Another called strike, now 1-2 count.
Yeah, his off speed is pretty effective. That's where Maziak's going to get you. It's not going to be, he cannot overpower you, but he can hit you with some pretty nice off speed pitches.
Carnley able to get a piece of that, staying alive.
So efficient. That's a massive speed change up. Going from an off speed to then hitting with the fastball. Currently even lucky to foul that one. That was a filthy speed differential.
Well, it couldn't foul that one as Carnley goes down swinging, and that's the first out of the inning. And now we have Charlie Knighton, the left fielder for the Saints.
He changed speeds on Carnley again to end that at-bat, going off speed, fastball, off speed, and that just threw Carnley for a complete loop. See if Knighton fares any better.
Knighton swings and misses.
That was
Took a big hack at that one.
That was a nice fastball. Hadn't seen Maziak throw this hard all day, or at least when he warmed up.
Well, the day's been short.
Yeah.
As that one's a called strike. I don't think Knighton liked that call too much. Maybe a little high, but overall looked to be in there for Maziak. So now Knighton's got a battle down 0-2.
Maziak seems to have found a rhythm here.
Able to get his bat on it. Hits it to second base and through the legs of the second baseman, Miller Bopp. And Knighton has arrived safely on an error from the second baseman.
That has to sting for Maziak. He did everything he wanted there. Got him behind on the count. Knighton sort of barely hit that one. And then Miller Bopp really just could not come through. And I mean, as the three in the lineup, you expect a little bit more.
So now we have Carter Schmidt, the other captain, also a senior.
Schmidt had a great day against Acro Bishop Spalding, was a big factor in the Saints' win in that one. Had 2 doubles.
So that pitch high for Schmidt as he jumps out quickly to a 1-0 count. Maziak checks on Knighton at first base in easily. Umpire I don't even think made the call there. Everyone kind of just knew. Here's a 1-0 to Schmidt and another high fastball way outside the zone. And it is now 2-0 for Mr. Schmidt.
That error from Miller Bopp seems to have thrown Maziak off his rhythm just a little bit. See if he can bounce back.
Another high fastball. And 3-0 count for Carter Schmidt with Bradley Gardner on deck.
Honestly, though, you do not even really want to pitch to Carter Schmidt. He's a great hitter. Arguably, getting him on base is better than sometimes pitching to him.
Well, there's the first strike of the at-bat.
Went with fastball there, safe option. Sure he didn't walk.
Here's a 3-1. Schmidt puts his bat on, hits it sharply to the shortstop, steps on second, fires to first. And that is a double play for the Trojans. And I cannot see a number, but that is the shortstop. Let's wait for him to turn around. Number 3, Trey Chrisman. So inning looked a little promising there, and Trojans able to get out of it easily.
Yeah, the Trojans managed to capitalize on, or the Saints were unable to capitalize on the Trojans' error.
We'll be back for the top of the second. Welcome back for the top of the second. And hitting now for the Trojans is number 9, Brody Schultz.
He's a sophomore, batting 5th in the lineup. Gardner and Sterling Austin are going to try to motivate the young Henry Knighton as he faces Schultz.
First pitch, fastball right down the middle. And a big swing and a miss from Schultz.
There's the off-speed from Knighton, and that one was filthy. But
Yeah.
a smart move by Schultz, didn't fall for it.
Yeah, pretty pitch, didn't get the call. And another big hack from Schultz. And another swing and a miss.
And another gorgeous off-speed from Knighton. Thing had filthy spin on it.
And gets a called strike right on the outside, half of the plate, and Schultz goes down looking. Second strike out of the game for Henry Knighton, and first out of the inning.
That was a beautiful series, or in the sense of beautiful at-bat from the pitching perspective. Knighton went with some master off-speeds there. And he comes with another one, starting to really changing his approach from the first inning. A little inside with that one.
So now hitting for the Trojans is another sophomore, Davis Neighbor, number 15. See if he can get things going for the Trojans. In this second inning, there's a call ball, a little bit low. 2-1 count.
Again, that was an off-speed as well. Had some nice spin on it. And there's a fastball. Not going to get that call. That was some good discipline from Neighbor.
And he gets his bat on that one, sends it to center field. Chase Baylor comes in and makes the play on the run. Second out of the inning, as we now have number 7, Justin Smith.
Nice play from Baylor there.
So 2 quick outs for Henry Knighton. So he's now dealing on the mound.
It's nice to have somewhat quick at-bats. Save that pitch count.
As Smith able to get his bat on that one. Sends it back to the press box.
Barely, though. That was a nice fastball from Knighton. Smith barely got the bottom of his bat on it. It was a little bit late on it.
There's another fastball, and David Johnson trying to leap for that ball. can't find it in the dirt, and Smith will be safe at first. Good effort from David Johnson, just couldn't come down with it.
That was a near crazy play from Johnson.
Edit, hits 0. Yeah, hits 0, enter. Yep, no problem.
Not sure if that's going to be ruled as an error or a hit, but that was... it's going to be ruled as a hit. That's still, if he would have made that play, that would have been an incredible play from number 7, David Johnson.
There's a quick foul ball from Joey Maziak.
The pitcher so far, see if he hits as well as he pitches.
Smith takes a pretty short lead at first, as there's a nice little curve to Maziak. Can't get his bat on it. I guess he sort of does. Tips it into the ground.
Knighton has been phenomenal with the off-speed this inning after a light dosage of that pitch in the first inning.
So here's a 1-2 pitch to Maziak, and can't get him to chase the outside fastball. 2-2.
Didn't quite look like a standard fastball. Had some nice spin behind it.
Someone's invading our press box. Oh, it's Maxwell. So full count now for Maziak. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the payoff pitch from Knighton. Runner goes, and another foul ball. So keeping this count alive.
And it's good for Maziak, even if he doesn't get on base and they just conclude this inning. Still, the more pitches you can get out of Knighton, who has been quite effective so far here, the better.
Runner goes again, and another foul ball. It lands in the street. Almost hits a car, but doesn't. That's good.
Bodes well for Maziak. Eventually, Knighton's going to miss.
Yeah, the pitcher certainly has the upper hand in the first time through the lineup. You know, hitters haven't really seen him yet. Second go-around hitters going to be a little more confident facing this pitcher. As couldn't get the curve to fall in the zone, and he walks him.
And, I mean, that's the power of fouling all those balls. Eventually, the pitcher's going to get tired. He's going to miss. There's nothing more exasperating than a hitter just fighting you off repeatedly, and that's exactly what Maziak did tonight in there. Up now, it's Wilson Estep, the junior.
Yeah, he's got a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. See if he can.
If Knighton gets out of this, that'll be the second inning in a row where he's had a runner in scoring position and manages to get out of it. He's got 2 outs. There's the fastball right down the middle. That was a thing of beauty.
You're good. The 0-1, able to get his bat on it. Oh, almost hit our cameraman. Almost hit the camera. Man, if that hit our camera, I would have been mad. Took us 4 years to get that thing. One baseball could destroy it.
That was another nice fastball from Knighton. And he's got him right where he wants him. 0-2 and 2 outs.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and low and outside.
Interesting move trying to get him to chase a fastball. Felt like the off-speed would have been more warranted there. Especially in that location.
So here's a 1-2 pitch, and we'll see if he went. They're going to say he did, and he gets out of the inning again with the 3rd strikeout of the game.
That off-speed was phenomenal. Especially in that last pitch, the way that thing dipped, it completely fooled a step. And this Saints, or at least Knighton, gets out of the inning with a runner in scoring position yet again.
So that's the end of the top of the second. We'll be back with the Saints offense. Camden Knuckles will start things off.
So Bradley Gardner's actually going to be up because of that double play to end the bottom of the first. The cleanup hitter for the Saints, the third baseman. Gardner's already homered once this year. And frankly, at least in the first inning for the Saints, things were quiet.
There's a call strike.
Looked like maybe a changeup there.
There's the ball. Outside. Bradley does not chase.
The pitching rarity from Maziak is pretty unique. He's got a arsenal of different pitches, it seems. A lot of them are coming in with different styles of spin and velocity.
There's a swing and a miss from Garner. It's not a 1-2 count. I'd like to apologize for the shaky camera here. The tripod broke, so we're working with what we've got.
Another filthy pitch from Maziak, and he finds himself right where he wants to be with the cleanup hitter Gardner in a 1-2 count.
So the 1-2 pitch, ooh, that looked like a strike. Doesn't get the call, and Garner evens it at 2.
Gardner playing a dangerous game, not swinging at that with a 1-2 count. Got a little lucky there, frankly. Especially that was a fastball with not a lot of speed right down the middle. Or at least a changeup. And Gardner gets a hold of that one, it looks like. And that's going to drop. Looked like it was going to go farther than it did, but that actually worked for his benefit.
So leadoff hitter is aboard for the Saints. And now we have Camden Knuckles with his siren walk-up song. That's going to get old as the season progresses.
Way to bounce back in that at-bat from Gardner, finding himself in a 1-2 count. Then getting lucky on a no-called strike. And another Saints hit.
So Garner, line drive ground ball to the left fielder and 2 singles for the Saints, and now they are working. Sterling Austin hitting now. No outs still for St. Chris.
And a runner in scoring position now.
Hopefully they can get some runs across the plate.
This is a perfect spot for the Saints. Maziak's inconsistent fastball seemed to work against him. Sorry, in the sense of in his bat against Knuckles. Threw that thing with not a lot of speed right down the middle, and Knuckles ripped it to left.
So the first pitch Sterling Austin sees is the ball outside.
A little more speed on that fastball there from Maziak.
Maziak takes a long look at Bradley Garner, then fires it in for a called strike.
Fastball from him there. Could have been wrong there. That could have been the changeup that Knuckles got a hold out of. He's got so many pitches that it's sometimes tough to tell a distinction.
That ball way outside. Now 2-1 for Sterling Austin. Hopefully he can put the Saints on the board and take the lead here early in the second inning. as there's a called strike right on the outside half of the plate. Now 2-2.
That one definitely a fastball. Good location. And a pretty... Probably Maziak has the upper hand with a 2-2 count, but that can go either way.
Sterling Austin fouls it up and out of play.
The Trojans really need an out here. Having already a runner in scoring position with nobody out is not the start to the bottom of the second that they were hoping for.
So here's a 2-2 pitch to Austin. Trying to drop in a curveball and just can't get it to completely fall. 3-2 now for Sterling Austin.
Yeah, that off speed just a little bit inside. Dangerous placement. Austin had to back out of the way. Last thing you want to do the Trojans is bases loaded, nobody out.
So here's the payoff pitch to Sterling Austin. Big swing and a miss. And that is the first out of the inning. Swinging strikeout for Sterling Austin. And now we have Chase Baylor.
That is a big out for the Saints. It puts the Trojans in position, if Baylor puts one on the ground, to potentially get out of this inning, the double play.
That pitch high and outside for Chase Baylor. Checks on the runner first. Camden Knuckles wasn't really paying attention, but thankfully neither was the first baseman as he gets in safely.
Yeah, that was a potential dangerous move from Maziak. For despite Knuckles' apparent lack of attention there, if the first baseman doesn't pay attention to that or doesn't recover there, that could be a potential issue that moves the Saints really out of double play position, in the sense that Knuckles could potentially advance to second and Gardner to third.
So that ball way inside on Chase Baylor's, and now a 2-0 count. Chase will be looking for his pitch here. And there's a called strike, now 2-1.
Nice fastball. Big at bat here for the Saints. Really neat. It would be really nice to get a run in early.
And there's a big hack that he sends that ball to deep right field. Right fielder moving back, and it rolls up against the fence, fires it in. Gardner's going to score easily. We'll see if they send Camden Knuckles. He's going to hold him at third, and the throw is high for the catcher. Now here comes Camden Knuckles. Chase Baylor in at third, and he is called out.
What a sequence of events there, and what a hit from Chase Baylor. Despite Knuckles not being able to score, it's quite nice for the Saints to get a run in early.
So an RBI double for Chase Baylor as he now stands on third after that errant throw from the second baseman. And now we have the pitcher, Henry Knighton, trying to get in this other Saints runner with 2 outs.
Yeah, runner in scoring position with 2 outs. This is an important opportunity for the Saints. And also, that was a big hit from Chase Baylor right when the Saints, I wouldn't say right when they needed it, but that was a very ideal time for the Saints to hit that. Put them off to a good start early and help them capitalize with getting 2 runners on so early in the inning.
So first pitch, a strike. Second one, a ball for Henry Knighton. On deck, we have another freshman, Bryce Neely, who's had a pretty good start to this season offensively. A couple home runs.
And the only reason he's
triple.
Only reason he's not batting higher in that lineup is he's a freshman. But he's had arguably one of the best years of anyone on this team so far. I mean, he's hit 2 homers already, and he's just absolutely been ripping. He even shows a lot of potential on the mound, got a lot of speed.
That pitch
as a freshman.
way inside for Henry Knighton. And now a 2-2 count. A 2-2-2-2, as Maxwell Berry would say.
Maziak really needs to get out of this inning here. The Saints, meanwhile, should capitalize.
I think Henry Knighton forgot what the count was there as he sort of took a lean into first base, expecting a walk, and then gets called back. So here's the full count pitch now.
Maziak definitely rattled by the Saints slugging from the middle of the order.
Able to get his bat on it, keep this at-bat alive.
thing that's gotten Maziak in the most trouble is that, well, at least with Baylor, I think Baylor actually got a hold of one of those off-speed pitches. But, again, that fastball, at least with Garner and Knuckles, some of those off-speed.
Gets his bat on that one, and it falls into right field. And a single from Henry Knighton, also an RBI. Chase Baylor scores easily, and that'll turn things over to Bryce Neely.
As I was saying, Maziak's changeup, I believe in particular, has been what's been really slugged by the Saints. But the fact that his fastball appears to have inconsistent speed is rather dangerous, and that, I believe, could have also gotten him into trouble as well.
So Saints are going to put in a pinch runner for the pitcher. It is Jacob Gray, a student council member.
Yes, sir.
I got my student council president sitting to my left right now.
How we doing?
He's excited about that. So there's a pitch high and inside for Bryce Neely.
Maziak clearly rattled. You could tell he did not like his location of that one, and there's nothing more disturbing for a pitcher than to sort of feel like they're hitting all your stuff. And now his accuracy appears to be fluctuating with that. He's clearly off to a rough second inning.
So 2 straight balls for Bryce Neely as he jumps out quickly in this count, now 2-0. And there's a fastball right over the heart of the plate, called strike.
It's probably going to cause Neely to get a little more aggressive. If that's a different count, I bet you Neely swings at that 9 times out of 10.
That pitch way outside, now 3-1 for Bryce Neely, as he could potentially draw a walk, putting Jacob Gray, who's a speedster, on second with the top of the lineup coming up in Jacob Carnley. And he does just that, draws the walk on 5 pitches. And now we have the senior, Jacob Carnley, hoping to keep this inning alive, as out comes the coach to talk to his pitcher, Maziak.
I doubt it's going to be pitching change just yet, but they definitely need to console Maziak. He's clearly rattled. Nothing seems to be going his way in the second inning. First, his pitches were getting rocked, and now his accuracy appears to be wavering. He clearly needs to recover here. 2 outs, and the Saints have now once again have a runner in scoring position. And Carnley is more than capable of knocking him in, though Maziak did get the better of him in the first at-bat, completely manipulating speeds and having Carnley striking out.
First pitch to Carnley, gets his bat on it, and that's a high fly ball. Should be an easy play for the right fielder who's coming in, and he makes the catch. So that is the end of the inning. Saints still plate 2 as they come out to hopefully give up 0 runs again. We'll be back for the top of the third. You want to put it right there. Welcome to the top of the third inning. Henry Knighton still on the mound for the Saints as he prepares to face
Brian Terrell, the top of the order, I believe.
Yeah, the leadoff hitter. Yep.
Now batting, number 1, Brian Terrell from Walsingham.
Terrell got on his first trip to the plate. Got on the bases. See if he can do so again here. As there's a called strike right down the middle.
After that, after Terrell's first at bat, where I believe he got a base hit, Knighton clearly out for revenge here as he hits him with first a fastball and then a filthy off speed right down the middle. Terrell now quickly down 0-2.
Couldn't get him to chase that low pitch. Now 1-2 for Terrell.
Low fastball. Terrell definitely thought about it, but smartly did not commit.
Just gets the end of his bat on that one, fouls it off. One-two pitch on the outside half of the plate, called for a strike 3, and that is the 4th strikeout of this game for Henry Knighton. As it'll now be the shortstop Trey Kreisman, one of the two. There's a deep foul ball.
Kreisman showing he's got a lot of power, clearly a tall individual, and that foul ball went a long way. Lucky that was not fair.
There's a called strike right down the middle. Now 0-2 for Kreisman.
Dangerous move, throwing such a appearing to be powerful hitter, a fastball to right down the middle, but Knighton clearly unfazed on the mound.
Now the 0-2 pitch, and there's a big hack from Kreisman. Knighton just sort of watches it go, and yup, home run for Trey Kreisman. And just like Austin said, he's got some power, and he just showed the Saints there.
Yeah, Knighton made the mistake of throwing him back-to-back fastballs right down the middle. You throw a hitter like that, fastballs down the middle twice, he's going to make you pay for it. And that's exactly what just happened.
So the Trojans are on the board now.
He almost gave us some foreshadowing with that foul ball. Clearly showed a lot of power there, and he proceeded 2 pitches later to absolutely obliterate that fastball to left field. Now the number 3 hitter, Jacob Miller-Bopp, who presumably should have more power than the number 2 hitter, but based on stature alone, I do not find that most likely, considering Kreisman's at least a full 3 inches taller.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. As there's a high fly ball, Carter Schmidt trying to get under it, see if he has enough space up against the fence, and out of play, hits the bleachers. Parents had to take cover for that one.
Just barely. Schmidt nearly had that one. Would have been nice, too. Would have made 2 outs and added some relief for Knighton after that absolutely crushed home run from Trey Kreisman, who, as I recall in the first inning, did not get on base.
Ooh, didn't get the call there. Certainly looked like a strike from up here in the box.
Well, when you go with an off-speed pitch like that and you hit it at the top, ump is probably judging from where it started at some occasions. The difference between if you throw a fastball there and you throw an off-speed there's a pretty significant difference.
So we fix the count here. And there's another hard-hit foul ball down the left field line. Rolls all the way to the fence. And Kyle Haynes makes a jog to go get that one.
Yeah, the top of the order seems to have, I believe as you foretold, figured out some of Knighton's tricks. Kreisman certainly did when he sent that one a mile. And though Terrell struck out, Miller Bop appears to be hitting some foreboding foul balls that have a lot of power on them. Not that one, but certainly the one before it.
So Miller Bop doing a good job to stay alive in this at-bat. Couple foul balls with 2 strikes and gets a high ball, works it to a full count. So here's the payoff pitch to Miller Bop, and low ball. So he draws the walk and turn things over to Cody Kreisman, who we're going to assume is the brother of Trey Kreisman. The statistician will be on that, so we'll have that information next inning. Yeah. Sam Hebert, our statistician from New York.
I mean, if he's anything like his supposed brother, Knighton better be careful here. This is the cleanup hitter, and if his younger brother Trey, or presumably the younger brother Trey, can hit a ball that far, imagine what the cleanup hitter can do to one of those fastballs.
What? So a brief meeting on the mound, and we are back for Cody Kreisman, the senior. So 1 out, man on first for the Trojans, and the 4-hole hitter up now for Walsingham Academy. And there's a nice pitch, doesn't get the call.
Inconsistent strike zone there from the ump. Didn't call the high, but isn't going to call the low. It's a pretty tight window. It's been relatively inconsistent.
So Coach Starnes is going to send his outfielders back a little deeper, as there's a big hack from Kreisman. Just barely gets his end of the bat on it for a foul ball. Now 1-1.
Yeah, Knighton clearly showing a lot of caution this at bat, starting with a off-speed pitch. Not going to make the same mistake he did with Trey Kreisman.
So here's a 1-1 pitch. Runner, I don't know if he faked one or he wanted to go and then backed off, but he makes his trip back to first base. And now 2-1 for Kreisman. There's a big hack. Deep left field. Charlie Knighton going back, and 2 home runs in the inning, and Trojans take the lead 3-2. And the Kreisman brothers, we assume, are getting it done offensively.
I mean, that was a fastball right down the middle. Same mistake he made with Trey Kreisman. Fastball down the middle to such a hitter with that much power is going to get absolutely obliterated.
So 2 big hits, and Trojans are on top. Still 1 out in the inning. Now number 9, Brody Schultz up. As, that can, I was also talking about earlier, that can rattle a young pitcher.
Yeah, clearly nervous. You tell he looked up at the count there. Not feeling very confident, stretching out his arm. Looks a little nervous. Not with the same confidence he had in the first inning. And that ball is also ripped.
Foul ball.
Barely. Another near potential problem from Knighton. How bad the second inning was for Walsingham. This top of the third is as bad for the Saints, if not worse. Actually, it is worse because they've given up 3 runs. Though the Saints still do have more hits. It's just the Walsingham hits had a little bit more power on them, if you will.
So now 2-1 after that. Just barely foul ball. As there's another big hit. Chase Baylor working his way back to the fence, has enough space, makes the catch. And thankfully, Jacobs Field is much deeper in left center than it is left field. So Baylor enough space to make the play, and now 2 outs with number 15, Davis Neighbor, up to the plate.
That one wasn't even a fastball. That was the off speed, and he still got a hold of that. They have clearly learned a little of what Knighton's doing, and they have made adjustments. That ball was also obliterated, just lucky, as Max said, not a little farther to the left.
So first pitch called a ball to Neighbor, as Knighton hopes to get out of this inning with no more damage, as there's a called strike on the outer half of the plate.
I mean, for the first inning and even the top of the second, we look like we'd be getting a pitching duel the way that both Knighton and Maziak pitched, but we were apparently mistaken after the bottom of the second, the top of the third have been all offense.
So Henry Knighton spikes that ball a good 3 or 4 feet in front of home plate. And now a 2-2 count for Neighbor.
He's clearly rattled. Young pitcher on the mound. 2 home runs in an inning. They really need to get out of this inning.
So there's a high fly ball. Working his way over to it as Bryce Neely calls off Chase Baylor, and an easy play for the Saints. That is the final out of the inning. And we'll have the Saints offense coming up. We'll be right back. We are back as Joey Maziak prepares for his 3rd inning of work, and he will have to face
the heart
Charlie
of the
Knighton.
order. Start 2, 3, and 4 are guaranteed to be up for Maziak. He's got a tough stretch of Saints to face here.
So the first pitch is just a nice grounder right up the middle, and Charlie Knighton is aboard. 1 pitch and 1 hit for the Saints this inning, as that'll turn things over to Carter Schmidt, the catcher.
Lucky that was just a grounder. That was a fastball right down the middle. And as I said earlier, you cannot do that to such good hitters. Watching Maziak warm up this inning, he seemed to be getting away a little bit from his change-up, curveball, and even maybe a slider. He's got such an arsenal. Thinking he could overpower Knighton like he did or nearly did in their first at-bat was clearly a mistake. Fastball right down the middle, Knighton sent that right up the middle.
So Kyle Haynes will pinch run for Charlie Knighton. He got thrown out at first the other day, as he's in there safely now.
Out of all the guys to pinch run, though, I'm surprised that'll be Charlie Knighton. I mean, he's not, I wouldn't say very fast, but he's certainly not slow.
Yeah, maybe just tighten the legs or something. Just cautious.
If you're Maziak here, you definitely got to be expecting Kyle to try to score here, or try to steal here.
So Carter Schmidt sends that one to right field, and he makes the catch. So now first out of the inning for the Trojans, as Bradley Garner is now up.
Cleanup hitter. Though for a second, Schmidt looked like he got a hold of that one. Off speed, top. That's tough to hit, only but so far. Maziak certainly has to be enthused. Got a little bit more cushion to work with compared to being 0-0 game than having a one-run lead. It's actually a pretty comfortable feeling as a pitcher to see your offense working so hard as they did in the top of 3.
So the first pitch called strike on Bradley Garner. And there's an off speed. High in the zone, a ball.
Gardner, a relatively patient hitter. So it'll be interesting to see if he really is going to try to make him work for it after a miss there.
There's the ball alone outside. As Garner now ahead in the count, 2-1.
Maziak smart not to try to overpower Gardner with so much power. A fastball is definitely not probably the best course of action.
That pitch way inside on Garner, now 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a fastball like that one and it's not going to be in the strike zone, I guess there's only but so much harm in it, except for he's now down 3-1 in the count. Gardner has all the power here. And he's going to make him.
There's just a nice little single knock between the third baseman and the shortstop, and 2 singles this inning as Saints are now working. Camden knuckles up. Men on first and second as there's the horn.
Still made him pay for the 3-1 hole. Forced to throw a fastball that just a little. It's a shallow left on the ground.
So the first pitch to Knuckles way inside.
Quite the statement he just sent there. That was a very, very close to hitting Knuckles.
Ooh, big swing and a miss from Camden Knuckles.
Saints got a runner in scoring position. They also have an out. Means if you're Maziak, you're trying to get a double play here. Get yourself out of the inning. And still, of course, holding Walsingham's 1-run lead.
There's another off-speed pitch to Camden Knuckles. Doesn't bite on that one. Now 2-1.
Most likely going to probably try to come at Knuckles with a fastball here. Down on the count, 2-1. If you're Maziak, you really want to you do not want bases loaded, even though you may be feeling a little comfortable after you got Sterling Austin out in his first at-bat.
Another outside pitch from Maziak. It is now 3-1.
Fastball got away from him there. Probably on his release point. Came out of his hand a little funny, it appeared.
So here's the 3-1 pitch to Knuckles, and way outside again. And he just walked the bases loaded for Sterling Austin. Austin struck out his last time up to the plate.
And looming behind him, the man who put a run on the board for the Saints, Chase Baylor, who absolutely ripped the double to the fence in the air, too, and Chase Baylor. The only thing SWAT can do to have Maziak, or if someone replaces him, not face Chase Baylor, is SWAT puts it on the ground for a potential double play.
So another meeting on the mound for the Trojans. Probably just going over what they want to do in terms of infield defensive coverage. Bases loaded, 1 out. What the game plan is here. As they're going to leave the second baseman and shortstop pretty deep in the infield. And the third baseman and first baseman will be playing on the grass. As there's a quick ball to Sterling Austin. Do not want to walk in a run here if you're Maziak.
No, what you want is a ball on the ground.
And that ball gets a called strike, favorable call from the umpire.
Nice fastball, had pretty decent speed on it. Good placement outside corner of the strike zone.
1-1 to Sterling Austin, just gets his bat on it. Now 1-2.
Probably not the best idea to swing at that one. That was a high off speed. Not really a favorable pitch to hit only but so far, and one that probably would have been called a ball.
So the 1-2 pitch to Austin. Another big cut and another foul ball. This one a little dribbler down the third baseline.
Swan not in the position where he wants to be. 1-2 count with the bases loaded. I mean, you cannot squander that opportunity if you're the Saints. And especially now Maziak has in his favor that Sterling Austin should be swinging anything close, which means if he can locate, maybe if he has a two-seam or a sinker, get him to ground out.
And Sterling Austin sort of pokes it into right field. It falls. Kyle Haynes scores easily, as does Bradley Garner. Camden Knuckles all the way to third. And a stand-up double for Sterling Austin as he rubs his belly for the Saints dugout. You know, that seems to get them going. As now Chase Baylor is up with one out, two men in scoring position. Saints take the lead.
Clutch double from Sterling Austin. I mean, down 1-2 in the count, absolutely fighting right there. And he went opposite field for the double. Quite impressive. And now Chase Baylor looking to add to his already one RBI with two runners in scoring position. And Maziak now finding himself giving up 4 runs in 3 innings. Not the spot he wants to be in. But he starts out strong against Baylor with a off-speed, I believe, either the changeup or the curveball right down the strike zone.
There's another nice pitch from Maziak as he gets ahead in this count. Gets ahead in this count pretty quickly. 0-2.
That was another off-speed from Maziak. Last time Maziak threw Baylor an off-speed, he went.
And shortstop dives for the ball, can't make the play. Second baseman picks it up, and Camden Knuckles scores. Chase Baylor safe at first.
I think that's going to be scored as an RBI, whether that's an error or not, in the sense that he should have scored anyway.
So, Henry Knighton now up for the Saints. The players get the signs from Coach Simondera, who's been the varsity head coach for quite some time now, trying to get another state championship. So close last year. As that pitch is spiked into the dirt, hits the fence of the press box. Sterling Austin coming in, and he slides in safely. And Chase Baylor works his way to second, eliminating a chance for a double play now for Henry Knighton.
Well, that's a pass ball or a wild pitch. Either way, Maziak is still struggling here. Clearly not been a good outing for number 14, as he has struggled with both control and also dealing with the fact that the Saints have gotten a hold of some of his pitches and ripped them for doubles or hard hit singles.
So there's a nice pitch there from Maziak as he evens the count at 1-1 for Henry Knighton.
Pitcher against pitcher here.
Oh, Henry Knighton just gets the end of his bat on that one, sends it foul into the street.
Knighton's already got an RBI today. It's a nice base hit earlier in this, I believe, in this second inning. Behind him is the should not be number 9 hitter, Bryce Neely, in the sense that Neely has hit 2 home runs and he is still batting from the number 9 spot.
Yeah, just, Knighton pokes it at the first baseman, who makes a nice play, steps on first base. There's the second out of the inning. Baylor moves over to third, and here comes Bryce Neely, the 9-hole hitter, as Austin said.
Almost got by the first baseman, Davis Neighbor. That came off the bat really weird of Knighton. Had some weird spin. Almost fooled Neighbor. Managed to make the play. Baylor now on third. Unfortunately, a ground out. Cannot score him as there are 2 outs in this inning. Instead, it's up to Neely to get a single or hopefully more, which he has clearly proved himself capable of doing this year.
So first pitch to Neely, way outside. Smaziak sort of grimaces after that throw.
Nice play from the catcher there. That ball goes behind him. The Saints get yet another run in, and Maziak might even be done for the day.
There's a nice pitch to Bryce Neely as he evens the count at 1-1.
Maziak desperately needs this out. It's been a ugly ending, to say at least, for the Trojans.
Catcher going to go have a brief word with his pitcher.
They got to calm him down.
Samadair trying to tell his dugout to make some noise here.
Maziak, look, Maziak's clearly got an impressive arsenal of pitches. If I'm the catcher there, you just gotta really just tell him that he has shown a lot of promise today with those off-speed pitches, but he's got to settle down, act like he did in the first inning. If that's what the catcher said, that's probably what he should have gone with.
So there's a time from the umpire, or I guess from Neely. So the 1-1 pitch to Neely is taken, called strike.
Right down the middle. That's exactly what Maziak wanted, and I'm surprised Neely did not swing at that with a 1-on-1 count right down the middle. Fastball. I don't know what else Neely could be looking for.
So now 1-2 for Bryce Neely. Ball outside, 2-2. Couldn't get Neely to chase.
Smart take from there.
And Neely hits that one, and that parent is very lucky, as there was a pitching screen right in front of him. Else he might have gotten the hit.
Absolutely ripped the foul ball. Hard hit right to the bullpen of the Saints. Check to swing there. Lucky that was not called, though he clearly did not go. That's a ball. It's a 3-2 count. 2 outs. Something should be happening here.
And, ooh, favorable call for the pitcher, as Neely goes down looking with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, got to capitalize there for the Saints. You could have expanded off an already frustrating inning for the Trojans.
Well, Saints get 4. We'll be right back for the top of the 4th. We're back for the top of the fourth inning as it will be Justin Smith, the junior, to lead things off for the Trojans. Henry Knighton still on the mound for St. Chris.
The Saints had a strong answer in the bottom of the third, responding to a 3-run top of the third from the Trojans with 4 runs of their own.
So a quick foul ball from Smith.
Despite the heart of the order of the Trojans getting the better of Knighton last inning, Knighton now finds himself facing towards the bottom of the order. I believe it's going to be
It's William.
6, 7, and 8 are going to be the expected group of people who will be facing.
So the 1-1 pitch from Henry Knighton is outside, called a ball. And another ball can't get him to chase the low pitch, as it is a quick 3-1 count for Smith.
Smith's got to be expecting a fastball in the middle here.
And that's a walk for Henry Knighton on 5 pitches. So
Not what you needed if you're Knighton. Had a rough top of 3 with the heart of the order. Would really need a nice 4th inning if he wants to go past the 5th.
what? So now hitting is Sean Souza, another junior for the Trojans.
Missed high with the off-speed. Starting to find his rhythm again, hopefully.
Here's a 1-1 pitch to Sosa. Right down the heart of the plate. Doesn't swing. Now 1-2 count.
Starting to feel his fastball. 7-hitter, I believe, is off the bat. And Sosa, Knighton clearly has got to capitalize with that bottom of the order.
Swings at that one. Sends it high to Charlie Knighton, who sits under it and makes the play.
Brother
and that is
helping,
the first out of the inning.
older brother helping out his young brother there. Routine fly ball.
So now we have Wilson a step. And I think we got some, I don't recall some of these names from earlier in this game.
No, I remember Estep.
Okay.
He's the 9-hitter.
Okay.
So I was wrong. Correct me. He was actually facing the bottom of the order. Literally, he's facing 7, 8, 9.
So first pitch a ball high in the zone for a step. Smith still on first base. There's a nice pitch. Called strike. Now 1-1 count.
Unless in the unlikely or somewhat unlikely scenario, the Saints turn 2 here, the next inning could be looking for Knighton, a Chrisman Miller bop, and Chrisman heart of the order matchup. And last time that happened, things did not go well for Knighton.
Two-one pitch. High pitch, and now 3-1.
That's got to be a rattling fastball. I'll put that thing right next to his head at pretty high speed. If you're a step, you've got to be a little frustrated by that.
And there's a pitch right on the outer half of the plate, called strike as Knighton works us to a full count.
Played a dangerous game putting that fastball on that outside of the quarter. Caught a break there.
And there's a sharp grounder. Jacob currently can't make the play, just under his glove, and Bradley Garner will pick it up. So now the Trojans have got men on first and second with the top of the lineup coming up, Ryan Terrell.
That would have been an incredible play by Carnley had he made that. Is that going to be scored as an error?
Okay.
It's going to be scored as an error from Carnley. However, there's not a lot of shame in that particular error, because that was a insanely difficult play to make.
So, looks like that'll be the day for Henry Knighton as Coach Simondera takes the ball, and he's going to give it to Charlie Knighton. So, younger brother to older brother, Charlie Knighton will take things over, try to get out of this inning with men on first and second, one out. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Trojans
Yes, we can.
have men on first and second. Top of the lineup now up, Ryan Terrell, as Charlie Knighton now pitching for the Saints. He's got one out to work with.
I can't quite see who they replace him with in left field.
Looks like Luke Gathright. So there's the first pitch from Charlie Knighton. Had some speed behind that thing, and Terrell takes a big cut and a big swing and a miss.
I've been told by fellow Saints players that Knighton hits around 86 on the gun. He's got a lot of high speed, and I was watching his off speed. It looks quite filthy, as we see there. Smart move coming at the 0-1 count, trying to get the chase on an off speed. He objectively throws a lot harder than his younger brother. And his off speed.
He's 2 years older, so that makes sense.
Yeah. And
as there's a generous call from the home plate umpire. That pitch looked a little high. Still gets the call now, 1-2.
But what also, I think, distinguishes the older Knighton is that off speed has some crazy movement behind it. Surprised we haven't seen more of Charlie this year on the mound.
And big swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Charlie Knighton.
Way to change speeds there.
As it'll turn things over to Trey Chrisman, who hit a solo shot to left field over the head of Charlie Knighton.
Though out of the 2 home runs that the Trojans have hit today, I believe Trey's appeared to have gone farther. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mac.
I have no clue. Yeah.
I just appearance based alone.
Sterling Austin can't make the catch, and the runners will advance to second and third.
Missed a little high there. Always bold to do that when you already have 2 outs, especially with such a powerful hitter like Chrisman, who could, if he doesn't go yard, could potentially rip a nice double if you're the Trojans, and an unnice double for us. Not nice double for us, sorry.
So the first pitch to Chrisman is spiked into the dirt, and Smith comes home, and he is in safely. And that is the result of a poor throw and a poor catch on the pickoff attempt. So Saints kind of shoot themselves in the foot on that one.
That failed pickoff, which arguably shouldn't have been attempted in the first place, and you already got 2 outs, was quite the costly mistake.
And another ball is spiked into the dirt from, there's 2 balls, from Charlie Knighton.
Yeah, trying to get him with that off-speed. Smart to know that a fastball to Chrisman will be sent to potentially to the building. So smart to come at him with some off-speed, but he's also got to locate it a little bit better.
Doesn't get the call there. Now 3-0 for Kreisman.
Now he is basically forced to throw him a fastball unless he wants to walk him, which frankly could be a better alternative than throwing him a fastball in which he would send out of the park.
There's a strike right down the middle.
Smart placement of that fastball from Knight and keeping it low to make Crispin indecisive about chasing it, and still in it with a 3-1 count. So Crispin does have the upper hand and should be expecting another fastball.
Doesn't get the fastball.
That was the off speed. I had some.
Up now, number 4, Jacob Miller Bob.
So Carter Schmidt, as I'm going to not talk so we can listen to this conversation.
He apparently, I believe, called that a strike when it was not, which did not make the umpire very happy.
Yeah. You know, I've actually mentioned to some of the guys on the baseball team the other day, I was kind of just waiting for this to happen. You know, Schmidt frequently you know, if he doesn't get the call that he wants, frequently looks back to the umpire. And it's kind of, we have a lot of guys on this team who do that, you know, when they're hitting, when they don't like the call. They're not afraid to talk to the umpire. I think that's just sort of the culture of the team, which is unfortunate.
It's a dangerous thing, too.
Yeah, and eventually that's going to happen.
And despite, I think, the difference in arsenal between the two Ninth brothers, right now Charlie is struggling with location here, as they got 2 outs, runner on first and third, and they're facing the 3-hitter in Jacob Miller Bop.
So here's the 1-0 pitch to Miller Bop, right down the middle, called strike. 90 aims it at 1.
Generally is a low strike zone from what I'm starting to figure out, as hits that one rather low, but he had still, maybe I want to say at Bop's knee. He's going to bunt it, fake it. That's a high IQ play from Carter Schmidt right there. Had he gone and thrown that to second, that's a risky play in the sense that because Davis would have potentially gotten free, and if he had 5, Wilson Estep would have scored.
So
2-2 count to Miller Bop. Needs to get out of this one with only 1 run unearned on his accord. That's going to be earned on his younger brother, Henry.
oh, another ball spiked into the dirt, and here comes the runner, and he is in safely. Doesn't even have to slide. And this inning is falling apart for the Saints as they now have given up 2 runs off pass balls.
Just like that, it is a 1-run game.
I think 3-2. 3-2.
The Saints definitely need to get out of this inning. So far, I believe both 2 runs are now going to be earned on Henry, but if this runner were to score, that's when Charlie finds himself in trouble. Actually, I think.
So there's a big rip to left field. Luke Gathard trying to truck the ball, dives for it. Fair ball, can't make the play as Miller Bop is in safely at second. And we got a tie ball game at 6. All coming off 2 outs. So now Cody Kreisman, the assumed brother of the other Kreisman boy.
He's already gone
Hello.
yard once.
Yep.
And Knighton has struggled in his first inning here. Despite the speed as well as variety of pitches, the location has been his main issue.
So first pitch to Cody Kreisman.
Also, hats off
Low.
to some of the Trojans batters in the sense that they are not chasing some of those slightly low off speeds. They're making Knighton really have to work for it, and that is allowing them to sort of control the way the at-bat goes.
There's a called strike on the outer half. I saw that. Here's the 1-1 to Kreisman. Big swing and a miss.
There we go, Charlie. That is a nice curveball there. Kreisman clearly not happy about that, shook his head.
Yeah, that changes the at-bat. 2-1. Big difference from 1-2.
Yeah, for the first time, it feels like in his relief, Knighton has found himself in control of an at-bat, though he quickly loses that control with a fastball that skips in the dirt. Again, location has been what has killed Knighton, who is a left fielder first and a pitcher second. Or at least has been that this year.
So here's a 2-2 pitch to Kreisman. Gets his bat on it. High fly ball. Should be an easy play for the second baseman, David Johnson. Backpedals, makes the catch. And that is the final out of the inning. But the Trojans still plate 3 and tie this ball game up at 6. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning. Freddie said that they had like some.
On the mound for the Trojans now, it's going to be number 11, Sean Sosa. He'll face the top of the order for the Saints. Carnley's up first, then Knighton, and then Carter Schmidt. Sosa's in for a tough group here. He's going to miss outside, not the start he was hoping to for his relief today.
So Jacob Carnley, the leadoff guy for the Saints, as there's a pitch right down the middle called strike. Any of you Saints fans, we got some action in the bullpen, and it is none other than Mr. Freddie Preston. So maybe we'll see. Maybe he's just loosening up, but maybe we'll see an appearance from him in today's game. That pitch is a low ball.
I think the way that the way this game has gone from a defensive standpoint, the Saints are going to most likely change things up pretty shortly.
So there's a called strike as the pitcher evens it at 2.
Sosa and his first batter in his relief, and Carnley, he's going to miss that one badly. Carnley is not the person you want on first base in the sense that he has electric speed and can easily move himself into scoring position.
As he gets his bat on that, and that's a high pop out, tailing foul, and the first baseman makes the play. First out of the inning is now we have Charlie Knighton.
Knighton right now is on the mound for the Saints, at least as it stands. Let's see if he can get a hit. He already has one today, ripped one up the middle.
First pitch, high and inside.
It's a hard fastball right near his head, quite rattling.
What? Oh. Okay. Pretty good. So now 2-0 for Charlie Knighton. As that pitch is high again.
Got to locate this one right down the middle here if you're Sosa. 3-0 count.
Oh, man, doesn't get the call. That was
a little inconsistent on the strike zone there. Ump has generally called low a strike. Not that time.
Yeah, I think the umpire frankly just missed it, but not a big deal, wasn't it?
No, he probably was going to walk anyway, but I mean, right, throwing 3 straight strikes or even 2 straight strikes is quite difficult. And the odds are Knighton would not have swung until it was a 3-2 count.
Yeah. So now we have Carter Schmidt up, who was issued a warning last inning.
They take out that anger on the ball.
Oh, there's a deep shot to right field. Huge bat flip, and the first home run of the game for the Saints from Carter Schmidt. Just a deep shot, and I think he took out some of his anger on that hit.
Yeah, after getting frustrated with the ump, I mean, there's no striker ball that can be called if it is out of the park.
They're getting hype on the dugout, hype in the dugout. We're getting hype in the press box. Nikos Kavanis is on his feet. That's what you want to see. So a walk turns into a run as now the Saints are up 8-6.
And here's another Saint more than capable of hitting a home run. Not often you see a first pitch home run, especially after a player's been issued a warning like that. It's quite a cool moment to see. Throws a fastball to a very patient Bradley Garner. Surprised he didn't try to join in on the home run parade today.
There's another called strike now, 0-2.
That's an interesting call there. A little inside, but I guess just enough to be a strike.
Garner barely fouls that one off. Nice play by Camden Knuckles to catch that in the on-deck circle. As Bradley Garner rips it to the third baseman, makes a nice play, fires the first, and there's the second out of the inning.
Third baseman got out third baseman there. And Garner's now, I believe, 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 today. Has not been, oh no, sorry, correction, 1 for 3 today. Had a base hit previously.
So now here we have Camden Knuckles. A lot of noise going on at the middle school track meet. There's a ball outside.
Two outs. Sosa wanting to get out of this inning with only giving up 2 runs, which in this game wouldn't be too bad. The rate offense has been. Defense is more the thing that's at a premium right now, in the sense that there is minimal defense. Okay.
Here's a 2-1 pitch to Knuckles. And big hack, and that is fair. Maybe not. The first baseman, the first base umpire says it's foul. Yeah, clearly hit Knuckles' front leg, ankle pad, whatever that thing's called. So now 2-2 for Mr. Knuckles.
2-2 count.
That ball way outside. Now full count for Camden Knuckles.
Potential to get another sort of 2-out rally for the Saints, potentially.
And Knuckles draws the walk.
Sterling Austin will be up the bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. Could be expecting a pinch runner for the Saints here. For Cam Knuckles, though, I believe he might not be getting it.
Yeah, Knuckles has been running the base paths this year. You know, certainly doesn't boast the most speed on the team, but he does all right. So here's the first pitch to Sterling Austin, and that might have clipped the umpire. Camden Knuckles. Ooh, weird looking slide.
Proving he does
Don't
not
want to get injured.
Proving he does not need a pinch runner by getting to second base there on a.
Well, maybe he does need a pinch runner because that was an ugly slide.
The slide was certainly not pretty. Surprise! Hopefully, he didn't tear anything or break anything.
So first pitch of ball for Sterling Austin, as he now has a runner in scoring position. And that spikes again, and this umpire is just getting abused behind home plate as Camden Knuckles with another stolen base. That's 2 pitches that have spiked into the ground and hit this home plate umpire.
Clearly proving me wrong when I said that he may have needed a pinch runner. Artie has now advanced from second to third, all the way from first with his legs.
And there's a high ball from Sterling Austin, catcher coming in the direction of the press box, and that is foul.
Yeah, Smith stared up at that one. Lucky that wasn't in play. Runner in scoring position.
Yeah, if you going back to Cam Knuckles' base running, he runs with confidence. There's been at least one time this year where he has run right through Coach Simondare's sign, which he told him to hold up at third base. Knuckles ran right through it, so he's not afraid to run the bases.
Barely grazes the top of the strike zone there, just like that's a 2-2 count with 2 outs. And Knuckles in scoring position at third base, or on third base.
So here's a 2 pitch to Sterling Austin, gets his bat on it. Sharp grounder to the shortstop, picks it up, fires the first, and that'll end the inning. Saints still get 2 on the board as they take the lead 8-6. We'll be back for the top of the 5th. Welcome back for the top of the 5th. As there's a grounder. Garner dives for it. Carnley picks it up, fires it to first, and a quick out.
What a play from Jacob Carnley. That's an absolute cannon from shortstop right there. And Knighton gets the first out on one pitch.
So now up we have number 14, Joey, or that's not number 14, excuse me, number 15, Davis Neighbor, who takes a big hack at that ball. And now 0-1.
Knighton in a much better groove than he was last inning.
Another pitch spiked into the dirt.
He's been missing low. Maybe an attempt to hit that low strike zone the umpire has generally set as a precedent.
And there's another ball. Gardner's going to step in front of Carnley, and another quick out. This is the fastest 2 outs we've had all game.
I know.
And hopefully this continues.
I know the defense finally stepping up.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a big swing to left field. Luke Gathart moving back at the fence, makes the catch, and 1-2-3 inning for Charlie Knighton. We haven't said that in a while. And we'll be back for the bottom of the 5th.
All right. Chase Baylor up the bat. He's already got a double today. And I believe has knocked in 2 runs. Sosa misses low. Gonna put that one right down the middle.
Chase Baylor, oh, right through the legs of the second baseman. That is the second error of the game for Miller Bop.
And that puts Chase Baylor at an incredible on-base percentage for the day. He's been on base all 3 times he's been up today. 2 on errors.
So now we have Luke Gathright hits his first time to the plate so far today.
Miller Bop is clearly a hitting second baseman and not really there for defense. Third baseman Cody Chrisman is in. Chase Baylor misses the second on a either wild pitch or pass ball. Luke Gathright subbed in for Charlie Knighton in left field. He's up for his first at-bat of the day. Going to approach the mound. Justin Smith, the junior, will be trying to
Apologize about that.
Justin Smith will be trying to, or tried to console the other junior, Sean Sosa.
1-0 pitch to Luke Gathright. Takes it and called a strike. Gathright didn't like that call. Kind of threw his head back.
The Saints have had some issues with umpire communication today. Though the last time an issue occurred with the ump, Carter Schmidt hit one a mile.
There's a foul ball from Luke Gathright. Now 1-2 count for number 6. So you get some words of encouragement from Coach Harrison.
Gathright needing to work from behind here. Bob starts to shift a little bit. He's going to miss, and Baylor will advance to third.
Too much speed. So here is the 2-2 pitch to Luke Gathright. Infield playing shallow. Everybody pretty much in the grass. And Luke Gathright sends it right to the shortstop, makes the play, fires the first. And that is the first out of the inning. Baylor will stay at third.
Smart defensive adjustment there, bringing the infield in, making sure nobody, or Chase Baylor in particular, does not score from third on a ground ball. That's exactly what that did. And they're going to continue with that sort of look with Bryce Neely, but a ground ball is not really what the defense should be expecting with Neely. He's got a lot of power on him.
There's a high pitch to Bryce Neely, who has to duck. Used to be. So 2 quick balls to Bryce Neely. That one outside.
Frankly, walking Neely would be an upgrade than actually pitching to him. He's got a lot of power, a lot of skill.
I think he got him. Yes, he did. Chase Baylor got too aggressive on that baseline, and the catcher fires it to third for the out. Better.
Squandered runner on base there. And now Neely, 2-1 count. Infield's going to back up. Now it's 2-2. Just like that. And a bat that was in Neely's favor is sort of back to neutral, if not in Sosa's favor.
Got the called strike. Strike 3 for Bryce Neely, and that is the final out of the inning. 5 innings down. Couple to go. Saints lead 8-6. Welcome back for the top of the sixth inning. New pitcher on the mound today for the Saints. It is Jacob Carnley.
And he'll be facing the current pitcher for the Trojans in Sean Sosa.
The wind is blowing at Jacobs Field now. It is getting chilly. Jacob on the mound at Jacobs Field.
It's a hard fastball right there from Cardley, who throws some interesting arm slots. Mixing it up. Back-to-back fastballs missing outside. 2-0 to Sean Sosa.
And there's a shot from Sosa. Luke Gauther kind of gets tangled up with his feet. Excuse me, that's actually Charlie Knighton. And he fires it into second. And David Johnson can't make the play. He would have been safe anyway, but a leadoff double for the Trojans.
Not the start Carnley wanted. That was also quite the impressive throw from Charlie Knighton from left field. That had a lot of power on that one.
So now Will Wiles is up.
The sophomore will pinch hit. He looks like he is very tall. And so, I mean, the last tall hitter, or one of the tall hitters for Walsingham, hit a home run. So if there's a correlation between height and power on this Walsingham Academy team, Will Wiles could be a serious threat.
So pinch runner for the Trojans, it'll be number 24.
Aiden Evans.
Aiden Evans, yep.
Sophomore.
Don't want to, make your pitcher do too much work on the base paths. Keep his legs fresh for his next inning of work. First pitch from Carnley, right down the middle, called a strike.
First strike of the day for Carnley. Saints got to hold that 2-run lead here.
Here's the second pitch, and he definitely went, yep. Now 2 strikes on Wiles.
Not the smart move there from Wiles. That was clearly inside. A little carried away. I saw a fastball and started to get pretty excited. Got that bat more than halfway around.
Doesn't get the call on the outer half. Looked off the plate. I think a good call by the umpire. I've said it a couple times this year, but when you're in the dugout, you can only see high and low. You can't see left and right. Yeah, right. Thank you, Hub.
Yeah.
So certainly had the right height. That was a strike, but fouled back. But looked off the plate. I think a good call by the home plate umpire.
Way to mix up that arm slot from Carnley. One of the most effective things he does with that off-speed pitch right there. Really one of the first times we've seen Carnley use the off-speed.
So no outs in this inning for Jacob Carnley. And that's the first out of the inning on point, and he goes down looking. And now it'll be number 12, Luke Harlow.
That was a filthy off-speed from Carnley. I believe this is going to be another pinch hitter for the Trojans.
Another sophomore.
Yeah, they got a whole arsenal. He'll be pinch hitting for Ryan Terrell.
Checks on the runner at second, and just even if David Johnson was there, the throw is way wide right. And that's the second time where these Saints pitchers have given up a free 90 feet to these base runners on wild throws.
Checking off runners should not be the number one priority here, in the sense of just right now it's just that's not really how you're going to get. The odds of that working is very slim, and the odds of someone stealing third are not that big compared to stealing second base.
So there's a strike from Jacob Carnley, and another strike. 2 quick strikes on this young sophomore, Luke Harlow. And he's got a battle now, down 0-2. Hasn't even swung at one of Carnley's pitches, which has some velocity on it.
Both sophomore pinch hitters got themselves in tough spots early.
Bradley Garner, nice play. Fires at the first base. And 2 outs now. So 2 outs for Trey Kurtzman. Hit a home run earlier in this game. And a home run would tie it here with 2 outs. So you got to be careful pitching to Trey.
Both sophomore pinch hitters are responsible for the 2 outs the Trojans have this inning. Smart to throw a fastball at Kristen with a different arm slot, maybe make it believe it's going to be that off speed. A fastball with no different arm slot at Chrisman is going to be going out of the park, as he has clearly shown when he appeared to almost effortlessly hit that home run a straight mile.
So Carnley works it quickly to 0-2. 2 outs. See if he can get out of this inning and strand a man on third. The 0-2 pitch to Kreisman. Swing and a miss. Got him with the outside fastball.
Carnley just dealt there, completely had Chrisman off guard, worked the counts to his advantage. With them behind on the count, the Trojan hitters got a little reckless.
We'll be back.
You just ask him to do stuff.
Listen, we're just gonna run with the shit and we can put stuff in your car.
Do you know how to put that stuff back up? All right.
Yes. That's not good. Shit. Oh. Welcome back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Jacob Carnley will lead things off for the Saints, followed up by Charlie Knighton.
After pitching.
And then Carter Schmidt. Yeah, great outing for Jacob Carnley. Turn the music off.
Carnley was quite effective on the mound last inning. As he completely confounded Trey Chrisman in an impressive fashion to get out of the inning with a runner in scoring position. But he now finds himself at an 0-2 count at the hands of Sean Sosa.
So Jacob goes down looking, didn't swing at anything. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And that is the first out of the inning. So up now is Charlie Knighton. Goes on.
Knighton's 1 for 3 so far today.
Tries dropping the curve. Not very close. And first pitch is the ball to Charlie Knighton.
Sosa struggling in his matchup with Knighton thus round.
Yeah, he hit his spots perfectly against Carnley. And there, that was much better as Charlie Knighton fouls that one back into the street. Didn't hear any contact with the car, which is always good.
One of his coaches encouraging him to take a deep breath. See if that's going to work. It seems like Sosa's going to be the one really needing the deep breath. He finds himself in a 3-1 count, and those 3 balls have been sporadically located in very wild areas, and that's going to be a walk.
Yeah, Charlie Knighton draws the walk with 1 out. So now we have Carter Schmidt. Schmidt, last trip to the plate, hit a home run over the right field fence, and that was a frickin' jack. He knew it right off the bat.
First pitch, sending out. Umped frustrated him the previous inning, and he clearly channeled that anger into hitting an absolute bomb.
There's a little get me over curveball on Schmidt. Got to a quick 0-1 count.
Sosa going to take a much more cautious approach here with Schmidt starting off with a breaking ball right down the middle.
Second pitch of the at-bat, and Schmidt flails this one. I think this will fall in between the second baseman and the center fielder. And now Saints have men on first and second, 1 out, and Bradley Garner up to the dish.
Runner in scoring position. Gardner is, I believe, 1 for 3.
Done. So Bradley Garner gets the signs from Coach Simondera, and he digs into the batter's box with 2 men on and 1 out. Trying to add to this Saints lead. That ball way outside. 1-0 count for Bradley Garner. That'll be hype. Second pitch to Gardner is low and outside, 2-0.
Yeah, Gardner, again, a very patient hitter, and getting a 2-0 count with him probably means you're going to be seeing an even more a passive approach here. Most likely not going to swing at these next 2 pitches.
Ooh, he was plunked. Garner taking it like a champ. And he takes off to first base. Yeah, and honor of T. Bowles, who couldn't make it today. You know, hopefully he's doing well in Florida with the swim meet. That would be an honorary Trooper of the Day play. Hope you're watching, T. So the coach is going to come in and have a word with his pitcher, see if there's any sort of change. I don't think there will be.
Yeah, Sosa, though, has struggled now. Bases loaded, and Cam Knuckles is more than capable of sending this ball a long way at an impressive 6'2" frame.
Yeah, right there. Just go. Yeah. You're the man. So here we go. Camden Knuckles, bases loaded, 1 out. See, yeah, press box is tight.
Saints trying to add some comfort behind that 2-run lead.
Ooh, Knuckles thought about it, pulls back, and the first pitch is a ball from Sosa.
Smart idea, make him throw strikes. He hasn't been able to hit the strike zone as of these last 3 batters. Got to make him work for it.
And there's a big shot, maybe not as big as I thought. It looks like it's going to be in play for the right fielder. Went a lot higher than far, and he throws it in. Still a sac fly for Camden Knuckles as Charlie Knighton will tag and score. So now 9-6 for the Saints. And Sterling Austin up to the plate now with runners on first and third, 2 outs.
That ball appeared to have looked like it would be headed the distance for a grand slam. Not quite. Right to what would be a warning track if we had one. A lot of power on that, a lot of arc on that.
So here's Sterling Austin. Trying to add a little bit more to this Saints lead. High and outside, first pitch, a ball. Sosa checks on the man at first, gives him a little look, fires into the home plate, called strike. Sterling Austin grounds it to the shortstop. He is going to step on second. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. And top of the 7th coming up. Saints 3 outs away from clinching this game. We'll be right back. We're back, top of the 7th inning, and it will be number 4, Jacob Millerbop, to hit for the Trojans. Defensive substitution in left field. Jacob Gray comes in to play for Charlie Knighton, and Jacob Carnley still on the mound, trying to clinch this Saints win.
Also, Willie Hurt replaced him at short last inning. I think we forgot to mention that.
No, I think it was a ball.
Yeah. Miller Bopp had a ripped double previously so far, but other than that, he's been relatively silent. Walked another time.
There's a called strike for Jacob Carnley. There's a ball low and outside. 2-1 now for Miller Bopp as he takes a long pause outside this batter's box.
He appeared to be wanting a timeout, but didn't let him. It was too late. Beautiful fastball from Carnley.
So here's a 2-2 pitch to Miller Bopp. Carnley shakes off the first sign that Schmidt lays down, agrees to the second, and oh man, that was a nice looking pitch. Miller Bopp able to foul it off as he seems to be hurt, slow, coming out of the batter's box. So he's going to walk off whatever sort of pain he's feeling. You know, this SID team is going to pack up quickly, and we're going to get on the road and head over to the Varsity lacrosse game. He's taking on Freeman tonight at 7:30, so be sure to tune into that stream. There's a called strike 3, and Jacob Carnley sits down his first batter.
Beautiful off speed right there. Carnley going in for the save today. Crispin's already, this Crispin, Cody Crispin, just like the other one, have both hit homers today, both to left field.
Oh, big swing and a miss from Crispin. He was trying to send that thing
right where
well
he had
past the
previously,
fence.
yeah, right where he had previously sent the other homer. Carnley, though, jammed them enough inside they didn't get his bat around it.
And another called strike. So Carnley jumps out 0-2. So like I was saying, this Varsity lacrosse game going to commence at 7:30. So we need to hit the road once this game ends. As, oh, it doesn't get the call. look to be in there for strike 3, maybe not.
Well, if you look at the difference makers in this game so far, it's simply been the fact that the Saints' offense has just been too much for the defense of the Trojans. Trojans have made 3 errors today. Almost all of them resulted, if not all of them, resulted in runs.
Yeah, Saints have also sort of had their issues, on that errant throw from Knighton to Austin, as doesn't get the call there again. Now full count, and that cost the Saints some runs. So definitely better defensive baseball to be played by the Saints in the future. Luckily, they scored 9 runs, as there's a shot past Bradley Garner, and the Trojans have their first man on the bases of the inning, and it is Crispin.
Yeah, defensive struggles from both teams this inning.
So now up we have Brody Schultz, trying to keep this inning alive.
Schultz has been pretty quiet today. I think he maybe added a double, but nothing other than that.
Double play. Oh, 1 pitch, another called strike right on the outer half of the plate, and Schultz needs to protect now, down 0-2.
Currently right where he wants to be. He's sort of controlled the tempo of the hitters at bats. One of them, he's been so effective. And he gets a strike out there, just like that. They're 2 down in the top of the 7th. The Saints are 1 out away from concluding this ball game in a Saints victory.
So the last hope for the Trojans is number 15, Davis Neighbor. Has gotten on base a couple times today. Ooh, nice pitch from Carnley. Doesn't get the call as Neighbor jumps out quickly, 1-0.
Carnley has done phenomenally in the relief so far. No runs, and he's going to get the save today if the Saints win this out. 2 innings, and with only a 2-run gap in the score, that's enough for the save if he gets out of this.
So Neighbor able to foul that one off. Now 1-1 count. Here's a pitch from Carnley, and nice pitch. Strike 2, and the Trojans are down to their final strike.
Yeah, Neighbor didn't like that. That's a little inside, and it's an off speed. So even if strike or not, it's probably a right idea not to swing at that.
Neighbor fouls that one back.
What's made Carnley so effective, I'll say this again, is the fact that he's managed to get in control, having his hitters be with 2 strikes on them and generally 0-1 balls, just like Davis Neighbor finds himself in.
Swing and a miss, and that is the ball game. Saints win 9-6. Big win for the Saints, now 2 in a row, and we're going to end this stream and pack things up. Tune in tonight for the Varsity lacrosse game against Freeman. Subscribe to the channel, and thanks for tuning in.